Good evening, Mr. Secretary. I'm an enlisted member, actually, of the Navy, and I see all these educated people here. However, I feel that there is a bit of a disconnect between these environmental, friendly policies and some of the enlisted members of the Navy. And I was wondering if you had any educational or outreach programs for enlisted members, people who may or may not be college educated or may just have a very specific one world view of a topic of this nature.
Number one, yes, there are a lot of some of these outreach programs, and the training that we're now including has some bearing on energy. But let me give you one specific example. Some of our best ideas come from the petty officer third class that's in the engine room. The USS Macon Island, Navy's first hybrid ship. It's a big deck amphibious ship, a big ship. It has an electric drive for speeds under 12 knots and a normal diesel for speeds over 12 knots. Turns out warships go under 12 knots a lot. And on its last deployment, which was about a 7-month deployment to Central Command, to the Middle East, we had a $35 million fuel budget for that ship. They saved $17 million of it. And part of it was the hybrid drive. But I went and visited Macon Island, and the engineering officer said, yeah, part of it is this hybrid drive, and I'm proud of that. He said, but the thing I'm prouder of are the sailors on this ship now know that this makes them better warfighters. And so, a second-class petty officer will come up and say, I have figured out a way that I can save energy on this. I have figured out a way I can save energy on that. At the rim of the Pacific for the Great Green Fleet, I went over to the cruiser Princeton. They've got 2 helo hangars near the stern. One of them has LED lighting. The other one doesn't. The crew now will not repair a helo in the one that doesn't have LED lighting because it can't see as well. And the only way you can change those light bulbs, because the overhead is 30 feet above the deck, is put some scaffolding up. You only have to change LEDs about every 7 years. You have to change the incandescent stuff, about every 6 months. So the enlisted sailors who were having to climb up on those scaffolds and do it, or who are having to repair helicopters in less than ideal conditions. I mean, it's hard enough repairing a helo on a pitching ship at sea. Add that you don't have the lighting ain't good enough. And they have figured out if you change all the light bulbs, put LEDs in, you save 1 or 2% of the total fuel bill of that ship. Right? That's pretty powerful. And that's where some of our best ideas are coming from, is from the ranks, from the, the third class, second class, first class petty officers, the chiefs that are doing it every day and seeing the results every day. And I hope that, I think that's the way you make real change, is from the ground up and not from, somebody like me saying we ought to be green.